Broadcasting from Lerner and Rowe Studios, this is AZP365, your home for Arizona sports conversation. Here's your host, Jose Garcia.
Hello, Arizona high school sports fans. This week, we didn't have to go too far to find our guests. Both of them are based in the heart of Phoenix, not too far from our Lerner and Rowe studio. One of our guests has been the heartbeat of Xavier College Prep for 52 years. The career of our second guest is in its infancy. Regardless of their respective career stages, both of them will leave lasting marks on their campuses. After this school year, Sister Lynn Winsor of Xavier will hang up her cap, while Cameron Williams will don his cap after graduating from St. Mary's. Word came on Monday that Sister Lynn is retiring after a fulfilling career as a coach and administrator. After this school year, the Cameron Crazies of Duke will go gaga for one of their own, Cameron Williams, once he arrives on their campus next season. But before their final high school curtain calls arrive, they will sit with us on the AZP365 podcast when we return.
This segment is brought to you by Raising Cane's, home of the craveable chicken fingers, signature cane sauce, and fueling fans and athletes alike.
They say leave it better than you found it, and that's certainly the case with Sister Lynn. Not only is Xavier Prep in a better place, but so is the state of high school athletics in Arizona, thanks in part to Sister Lynn. And after 52 years, this week she announced that she is retiring. When I got the news on Monday, I really, to this point, I still can't believe it, that it actually is going to happen. You're going to retire at the end of this school year.
You know, you think about things like that for a while. You know, you've seen other wonderful athletic administrators, other coaches, other people retire, even in our own school. But you think, okay, I can keep going and I keep going because if you love something, you keep at it. But lately, some health issues have gotten to me, and, I'm getting older, and I was attacked by a dog one day, and it showed me that, it kind of got after me, and it knocked me down and had some injuries. So I thought, it's taking longer to get better, because you get older. And then, of course, I've done the job for so long, and there's so many new things coming up that I think the younger generation should take it. And I absolutely love Xavier. As you know, I've spent 52 years there, coaching, being athletic administrator, working with the AIA, AIAAA, National Federation, anything. I've been involved with so many things. But sometimes, it's time to pass the baton. And I know it inside my heart, it's time.
Xavier Prep, 52 years, you graduated from there as well.
I did.
What is that campus, that school? What does it mean to you?
Well, I think, first of all, as a student there for 4 years, it was a wonderful place to be, and it was much smaller then. I think my class had 92 in it. Very small school, but there's still that community and sense of care for each other was there then. And then when I returned in 74, when Sister Joan, who had been there since 62, she took over as principal in 74. And so we sat down and we talked about what we could do to make Xavier better, as I was a PE teacher and a coach. In fact, I ended up coaching 3 sports when I came there: golf, basketball, and softball. And we said, what can we do to make it better? Well, then when she uplifted me during the 76-77 school year to be AD, we really decided we really wanted to get things going. She would take care of the academic, the spiritual part, and I would do the activities and athletics. And I think under her leadership, we have done so much. She is the reason everything has become what it is.
Man, and what an amazing job both of you have done. Everybody, all the staff, and we'll talk about your staff here in a bit, but you as a golf coach, unmatched what you accomplished. 47 seasons, I should say, coaching there at Xavier. 40 team titles, a national record. Some of the players, some of the all-time best players that come out of the state. When you look back at your coaching career, all the athletes, what are you most proud of when it comes to the golf side of things?
I love it when we have super athletes, but it's not the super athletes that make the team. It's all the rest. And that's what's been fun for me. I know when this retirement notice came out, I've heard from probably 100 golfers. I don't know, everybody must have Instagram accounts or Facebook or something. But that's the part that they felt part of a community. I know a real interesting story I can tell you. When this came out on Tuesday, I was sitting in my office in the afternoon just about ready to leave. And a knock on the door came, and it was a girl named Kathy Zavodny. She played for me in 92. She moved to Arizona with her mom and her dad. Her dad was sick. They came down here. He passed away, so she and her mom moved back up to Calgary. And I saw her maybe one time since then. She said she was here for a baseball tournament with her son. She was at the airport. She received the Facebook that I was retiring. She got in the car and came back. And she said, I just want to thank you. Now, that means so much to, this little kid from 92 had, it felt so comfortable to come back. That's what it's about. It's not about winning. It's about getting relationships going. And I think that's one of my best things. I'm rather extroverted, as everyone will say. And I think that's, kind of helped me. But just the community that we have there, we're a family. No matter if you graduated in the first class in 1947 or you graduate in 2026, you're part of Xavier.
And it takes a village, it takes a team, right? And you have an outstanding team.
I do.
At Xavier, Tui, who's there now as AD.
Coach Tui took over as AD last August. And then I have Rana and Susan and Jarrett. And, of course, we have other people helping out, like Sister Kathleen, who did some of the transportation things. And then there's just all sorts of people. But the sisters, like Sister Kathleen, Sister Isabel, Sister Joan, of course, and Sister Teresa, who I live with, they're just wonderful, supportive people. Because when you're an athletic director, you miss a lot of time together. So they've been very supportive of that. And of course, they all show up at everything, which is also really very nice. But our office is going to stay the way it is. They've done a great job. And I think that we'll only get better. Tui, of course, her involvement at the AIA. She's on the golf committee. She serves on the transfer committee. She comes down here for lots of meetings. She's very involved nationally. She's getting her CAA in just a few weeks, she and Susan both. So our staff is immensely qualified for what they're doing. So I feel like I'm leaving in just great hands.
What advice would you give administrators? I know we talk about, what a difficult job it is for athletic directors. You served in that role for a long time. I want to get your advice for them and also for student athletes, but we'll begin with administrators. What advice would you give the young administrators who are there at high schools, Arizona high schools right now?
Nationally and in Arizona, 30% of the ADs quit every year. It's a huge amount, and the stress with the job is really very, very intense. I know you have to surround yourself with people who can really help you out. And I think that, when you take a job like athletic administrator, lots of times you're coming from another area, and you really don't have the knowledge, and that's why it's so important to belong to the NIAAA or the AIAA, the athletic organizations, because they have classes and they can help you. There's so many tips. But I think communication is the biggest thing. You have to communicate not only with your staff, but with the administration, and of course for me with the Diocese of Phoenix, with the superintendent, and with all your coaches, and then of course the student athletes. I really tried as best as I could to get to know almost every student athlete and every girl at school, because I do activities too. You just don't show up at games. You show up at dances. You show up at the dance concert. You show up at the plays. You show up at everything because they know that you care about them. And you don't have to do it all, but you should be there to support and talk with them. And then I think taking classes to make you better. I think that's why the NIAAA has been so good. And the AIAA, our Athletic Administrators Association of the state, they offer that you can learn how to deal with the things that are going on. I remember one of the first classes I took is how to deal with challenging parents. Which is a class everyone should take because our parents are so much more vocal. But then there's the nitty-gritty, social media. It's intense. I mean, I didn't worry about social media in 1974. Really, there was no social media. We had phones. I mean, it's all changed so much, and you've got to keep up on what's going on. That's the next thing I say. Keep aware of what's happening. So communication with your students, your administrators, your coaches, the student body, everybody. Keep in communication, but keep up on what's going on so you're not going to be left behind when things happen. Like when a social media event that's maybe negative happens at your school, you've got to be ready. And if you can't do it, make sure you've got the people. We have a wonderful social media person at Xavier, Zach Carlson. He helps us. He does so much on the programs. He gets our out Instagram. Everything's out there. He put this thing out on Instagram, and like 10 minutes later, all these things kept coming in. So it's really good to have people working with you who are really qualified in what they're doing. And being an older athletic administrator, it's harder when you become 82 years old like I am to really keep up with everything that's going on. But you have to have the staff that does, and I've been lucky in the last few years to have that.
When it comes to the student body, over 52 years, you've seen obviously your share of student athletes. What advice would you have for kids nowadays who have to deal with a lot as well as with athletic directors? They have a lot on their plate, social media now with kids. What's your advice for them?
Well, first of all, I think kids are under a tremendous stress, not only just from trying to, in our school, athletics and activities, academics are super important, plus the spiritual life. But any student in any school that wants to play a sport, perhaps an athlete, there are so much you have to go through now. You have to learn about name, image, and likeness. How is that going to affect you. You have to learn about how you get your scholarship. What are you going to get? Where are you going to live? Is food and pride included? I mean, there's so many things. So we just had our signing event, our first one in November, and we had 15 girls sign national letters of intent, and we have, I think, 7 or 8 more coming up next week. But we meet with the parents, we meet with the student athletes and tell them what's going on, because honestly, it's such a challenging world out there. And so many kids pick a college because they love the coach. That coach could be gone in a heartbeat, just like their teammates the next day could be gone in a heartbeat, just like you could be gone in a heartbeat. So you've got to prepare the kids for the stresses and challenges that are going to be out there. And we really try to do that. We have great communication with our coaches, and our coaches do talk to the student athletes about this. Say, okay, you're going to go to Stanford. Are you going to be out riding the pine the whole time? Are you going to be a starter? Are you going to be able to handle that? And if it doesn't work out, are you going to enter the transfer portal? Because if you enter, you may not get anything, and you will not go back. So these are the things we've got to tell these kids ahead of time. And I understand now with the transfer portal, scholarships are fewer for the high school kids. I mean, I was reading an article in Athletic Business the other day that said, wake up, ADs, you got to tell your kids it's not going to be dreamland when they get out there. So you have to be honest with them, too. I think that's honest communication with the student athletes, showing up when they're playing, being a part of it. Go to a team lunch, go to practices, show up at their games. You can't go for the whole thing, but show up at the beginning. Freshman, JV, and varsity levels, I'm there, say good luck, I'm in the huddle, and then I might go back over to the convent and say a few prayers, which would be nice, and then I go to the JVs and go to the varsity. But that's what you really have to do. They want to see you because you're an administrator and you represent sports to them or activities. Same with me. I'll show up. Before we have every play, we have 2 or 3 big plays a year. I go with them before the opening night and we say a prayer together, and I say a cheer with them. That's what matters. They want to know that they're appreciated and cared for. And I think that's what we've done well at Xavier. And I'm good at that because, again, I'm so extroverted and I don't mind doing things like that.
Retirement, obviously, officially, it happens in June for you. I know you still have a lot to do at Xavier, but have you thought out or planned what's next after the school year?
Well, I'm going to retire in June, and then mid-July I hope to move back to Dubuque, Iowa, which is a little town, like 50,000 people. We have 50,000 people compared to 5 million of Phoenix, so it's going to be a little shock. But we have a beautiful mother house there, and we have about 60, 70 sisters who are already there, and I'll be moving in, and of course this is right on the Mississippi River. It's just beautiful. It is a beautiful place, and that'll be, and spiritually it'll be really wonderful because they have masses that I can go to more, and they have prayer groups, and then they have lots of activities, celebrating jubilees, celebrating birthdays, and they have speakers come in. So that's going to be good. I'm not going to be sitting around. And I said I'd volunteer, to help out with when they set up for, parties and celebrations and that kind of thing. I can do that and all those little kind of things. But the first year, I just want to kind of look. What's in there? What can I get involved in? So I'm not going to jump right away, because what I've been doing is very busy for the last 52 years, so I think I'd like to get there and just kind of relax and enjoy, and I will do that. That'll be fun. However, there's so many wonderful people there that'll be great.
You've earned it.
Oh,
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We commend you. On behalf of the EA, commend you for everything you've done for your school, for the state of Arizona. Go right ahead. I just want to say
that my relationship with the AIA over the years has been really good. My first connection with the AIA was when we were at the state basketball tournament, one of my early years as coaching basketball. And we were in the game, and Hy Hendrickson came up to me and said, Sister Lynn, I wasn't the athletic director, you're disqualified from the tournament because a girl on the team had played on a club game 5 minutes the day before, and someone told her. And, and I thought I knew the rules, but obviously I never asked the kid. She never told me. That was my first experience, and from that day on, I said, I'm going to know every AIA rule, and I'm going to get involved in the AIA, the Arizona Athletic Directors Association, and the National, because that's where you learn. And that was just the craziest experience, but it taught me a lot. And from that moment on, I was really aware of what in the world is going on in the world of sports in Arizona. And then I got involved. I was so excited. I was AIAA representative on the executive board, which was a wonderful experience for 6 years. I learned so much. You really, really, by becoming part of the AIA, whether on a committee or whatever, you can learn and you become a part of it more. It's you. It's your part. And that's why I love the AIA, the Arizona Athletic Administrators, and the National Interscholastic, and the NFHS. I've received so many awards just because I was at the right place in the right time. And my principal, my president, Sister Jones, said, get out there and get involved. You can make women's sports better. And that's what I really tried to do. With that mandate, how can you not go?
Exactly. And I know you're retiring, but even after retirement, you're still going to be our high school sports ambassador. So you've done so much on so many levels. I salute you and congratulate you for everything.
Well, I've been blessed. Thank God for all the things I've received. And thank you, too, Jose, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your friendship, your advice. We appreciate it.
Go Gators.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be right back.
This segment is brought to you by Banner Sports Medicine, the exclusive sports medicine partner dedicated to keeping Arizona athletes healthy, strong, and game ready.
There is a mild-mannered superstar in Arizona who will join the ranks of St. Mary's High School's celebrated basketball stars. Jared Bayless and Channing Frye, to name a few, are a couple of the top-flight hoopsters who have donned the storied green and white of St. Mary's. Add Cameron Williams to that long list of excellence. Cameron joins us on the podcast after a very busy couple of days on the road with his team. We'll catch up with him here in a bit.
Healthcare can be complicated, but your coverage shouldn't be. Banner Aetna brings care and coverage together, making health a little less stressful. Banner Aetna, your official health insurance partner. Need a ride that goes the distance? Valley Toyota delivers dependable vehicles and award-winning service. No gimmicks, just great cars. Valley Toyota, let's go places. Strong minds matter. Talk Now AZ gives students and families access to mental health support because checking in is just as important as showing up. Talk now. Talk often.
Welcome back to the show. Cameron, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I know you've been busy the last couple of days, and we'll talk about your road trips from last week. Talk to us about the tradition. I don't know if you're too familiar about St. Mary's and all the great players that have come along the way, the state championships. What do you know about it?
I know that our school was behind the basketball team, but I would say behind sports as a collective, because we really feel the support behind us, like the teachers, the staff, the families, parents, everybody's behind each team, and I think that's what really helps a lot. Like I said, without the support, without our student section and all that stuff, I think we wouldn't be the same.
What a wild student section.
Yeah, it's crazy. Really crazy.
Yeah,
they get crazy, to say the least, yeah.
You're helping carry on that tradition. Last year, you won the 4A state championship game, 30 points, 11 boards. How much did that mean, not only to you, but for your campus as well, to win the 5th championship for that program?
It meant a lot. I was really stressed out during the game. We were just trying to find a way to win, and I think we came together and it all worked out in the end, and it meant a lot to the school. We threw a school party the next day. It was like a field day, and we just celebrated, had fun the whole day. So it meant a lot to the community and to the team. It meant a lot to everybody in that community, and it was a great feeling, to say the least.
There's a dress code at St. Mary's High, and I don't think there are school uniforms for 6'11" players like yourself flying around the campus, right? No. Tell us about how you were able to get the school uniform for St. Mary's.
So with the polo, I just ordered it. I ordered it online, and then my shoes. I'm basically had to order everything online, because it's hard to find things in my size, especially shoes. Yeah, the sweater. I got the sweater from the basketball team. We get basketball gear and all stuff, but yeah, it's not that hard. You just gotta order it.
Amazon?
Amazon. Yeah, that's what my dad uses. Yeah.
A through Z, right?
Yeah.
You were on the road last week, and my goodness, the two teams you faced, one of them was the top-ranked team in the nation, according to Max Preps. You were at the powerhouse Miler Day in Southern California as well. Despite losing those games, I think your team made a big announcement in terms of the Open in Arizona isn't just a two-team race. Mm-hmm. I think what you guys did last week, you joined that conversation that now maybe it is a 3-team race here for that Open championship. What were your thoughts on after what you guys did last week?
Honestly, kind of what you said, I feel like that kind of solidified our spot. If we're able to compete with Paula 6, why can't we compete with Slope and Millennium? All these teams that we're going to be playing in the Open are beatable. So we just got to come together, keep working, keep getting better, because we still got a decent amount of time to gel well together. We just got Mick past a couple games ago, so like I said, I don't think we're at 100%, we got all the players, but like we haven't like really like gelled together. So like I think with these next couple of games, we take that serious, keep growing together. When the time comes for open, I think we'll be unstoppable.
Arizona this year, and I said this at the beginning of the season, I have not seen this amount of talent. The teams that we out there, not only representing the state here in state, but out of state as well.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond the 3 favorites going into the open division. Your thoughts? You've been traveling around the country.
Yeah.
Played for Compton Magic, an elite club out in California. Your thoughts and what you're hearing on the Arizona talent?
Man, it's just skyrocketed. That's what it seems like for the past couple of years. You got guys like me, Cam Holmes, Darius Washington, Ryder Portella, Mason McGee. Like, I think there's so much talent, and there's a bunch of unknown talent in Arizona as well. There's a lot of guys that we don't really know about, but like I said, I think it continues to get better each year. I don't know why it's been like that, but it's just, I don't know. I think it's maybe just like, it's hard to explain. I don't know. It's just getting better.
And you're part of that wave. It's
Yeah.
just awesome to see.
Yeah.
Let's talk about family.
Yeah.
I hear you have 5 siblings.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, let's first of all mention them because I'm pretty sure they're going to love that you're going to send them a shout out. Who are those 5 siblings?
So the second oldest, his name's Chauncey. He's like 15 or 16. The third oldest, his name's Cairo. He's 7. The next one is Kamar. He's 2 years old. The next one's Camille, 2. And then the last one is Charlie. She's like a year.
Being 6'11", as the older brother, I take it they listen to you?
Oh, yeah. For sure, yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So you not only are you a leader on the basketball court, but you're definitely a leader at home as well.
Yeah.
Is it true that one of them was chewing on an Iron Man action figure that you loved when you were a kid, and now it's not operating like it used to?
Yeah, that's Chauncey. He used to always like mess with me, break my toys and all that stuff. But now we're cool because he's older. We're both older, mature. So it's got better. But yeah, he used to always like mess with me, break toys, and just do dumb stuff just to get on my nerves. But yeah, now it's good now.
Is he a middle child? Because I hear that middle childs tend to get a little bit in trouble.
Second oldest. Yeah, he was the middle child for a second. Yeah.
Aside from your action figures, I hear you used to love your Legos as well, and drawing also.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the Legos and the drawing also.
So with the Legos, I don't know. I forgot how I got into it, but I just had a couple sets, and I just like started doing it, and I enjoyed it. So I just asked whenever I went to the store like Target or Walmart, and I seen it, so I just asked my parents, "Can I get it?" And they'll get it for me, and I used to just build it. And like I said, it was kind of just like a hobby that I enjoyed. I haven't did it recently, but I still like, if the opportunity presents itself, I'll still, get into it. I still like doing it. It's just like I have so much going on right now, but
I bet.
Yeah. And then like with the art part, like when I was younger, I always took an art class in school, and I had a sketchbook, and I like whenever like I ran it, like I saw like extra pages or whatever, like at the end of the year, I used to just draw for fun when I got bored or something, just like random objects, just random things.
Well, your canvas now is also the basketball court, and you're excelling out there. I mean, you're one of the top artists / basketball players out there.
Yeah.
Let's continue with your family members. And your mom was telling me about your grandmother, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Who was a very important person in your life.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about Cheryl.
Yeah, she was in the military. She had like a big impact on me because she was around when I was young. When I was like, I'll say like 5, 6 years old. So she was really cool, great grandmother. She was a good person, but she passed away in like 2013. So that really hurt the family a lot. But her impact on me and my family has been great, and without her, it wouldn't be the same.
Even to this day, you see all the influence, I take it, that she played on you and your siblings and your parents as well.
For sure, yeah.
That's great to see. Great. I also hear you can eat.
Oh yeah,
everything, even the vegetables too.
Vegetables, everything. Yeah,
and I hear your favorite dish is a jambalaya dish that your mom makes.
Yeah.
What is it about the jambalaya you like?
I don't know. It's just quick and easy. Like, it fills you up. It's just rice, sausage, and some like chicken too. Sometimes she has chicken, but yeah, it's really good. Just like it feels. I don't know what the seasoning or whatever. It just hits the spot.
No wonder you're doing so great on the court.
Yeah.
Right, we got to give some credit to the jambalaya. Right? Your mom, Brene, how much does she mean to you? And I know it's been a wild basketball journey, obviously with the recruiting,
for sure.
all the attention that you're getting. Tell me about the role and, just the importance she has played in your life throughout all this.
Definitely. I feel like without her, I wouldn't be here. Her and my father. But, yeah, she's done so much, just like, raising me to be a good young man, feeding me, taking care of me. She did a lot. Both my parents did a lot. So it really means a lot. And like I said, without her, I don't feel like I'll be here.
Who would win a one-on-one battle between you and your dad, Charles, who, by the way, played college basketball?
Yeah. Now, we're talking about now?
Yeah.
It's not even close. Not even close, yeah. We haven't played in a while. Right. It's been like years. But, yeah, now it's me. Not even close.
He did say he can still pull it out. He can still win. And
not anymore. Last time we played, I was probably like 6'4" or something like that. So I think it's gonna be totally different this time. So
okay, we'll Dad. See. All right, yeah, Charles. You just got to work. We're gonna have to record this one if it does happen. The one-on-one.
Yeah,
when was the last time you played him?
It was a while ago. I can't even recall, but he won. But I want to say probably middle school. So
and then he hung it up.
Yeah,
he knew where it was going.
He got hurt. He tore his Achilles.
Oh, okay.
And then, he played a little bit a couple years ago, but he hasn't played recently. So
you're a Duke commit, considered one of the top 5 players in the 2026 class.
Yeah.
We know you get all the attention, but I know there's been a lot of hard work,
a
lot of sacrifices. Time spent at the Avondale Rec Center, the lifetime at Goodyear. There was also a park in Lower Buckeye near Circle K, where you spent countless hours just working on that game. For those folks who are not aware of what you've done in the past and what it took you to get to this point, take us behind the scenes. What did you do? What sacrifices did you have to make?
Yeah, so actually it's kind of funny because back then, I would say in elementary school, middle school, I actually didn't like going to the gym. My dad kind of had to force me. He's like, if you want to get better, you got to go. And I was like, after school I was tired. I had homework and all that stuff. So I was like, I didn't want to really go. As I got older, I realized I had to do it if I wanted to continue to play at a high level and just keep getting better. So it just became a habit. And like I said, without my dad staying on me and helping me guide me through that, like I said, I wouldn't be here. He helped me with all that stuff, just make sure that I knew the fundamentals, just all the good stuff, how to shoot and dribble, the basics. So like I said, without him, I wouldn't be here.
Takes a lot of hard work, right? A lot of sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your dad also told me that you wrote down your goals when you were younger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you still have them on your cell phone or not.
Nah, it's fine. I wrote them on paper, yeah.
Can you tell me what some of those goals were when you wrote them down as a child?
Yeah, I forgot the first one I wrote down, but I made a new one a couple years ago. But I actually achieved all the stuff on my thingy. So my recent one, it was get offer from Duke, Team USA. What else was it? Play EYBL. Become a 5-star, be ranked one of those highly touted guys. What else? There's more. Gatorade Player of the Year, which I hope to get this year.
McDonald's
All-American. That was on there as well. I think that was pretty much it. And winning an Open State championship, winning a championship. So
how about the NBA?
NBA was on there too. Yeah, NBA. How can I forget that? NBA was on there as well. Yeah, for sure.
Well, since you brought it, let's pretend if you were to get drafted one day and Adam Silver calls your name, what would that feeling be like, you think?
It would feel surreal, just all the work that I put in and all that stuff, it would mean a lot. Until that moment happens, I just got to stay working. And even when I do get there, I got to keep working because it gets even harder. Each level I get to, it's going to keep getting harder and harder. It's going to be more demanded of me and all that. So, like I said, just stick true to myself and stay focused. I think the rest will take care of itself.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're very busy, so to take a couple minutes of your time to join us means a lot to us.
No problem. Yeah.
Congratulations on all your success.
We
wish you the best.
Yeah.
Not only is he a high caliber basketball player, but as you can tell, also a high caliber person. We're going to be rooting him on and also continue to follow his journey. We'll be right back.
Quick timeout. Because injuries don't follow a game clock, Banner Urgent Care delivers fast, convenient care so you can get back in the action. Banner Urgent Care when you need it most. Your money shouldn't ride the bench. America First Credit Union helps you save, spend, and plan smarter so your finances stay in the game. America First Credit Union. People helping people. From carpools to clutch moments, Nissan is built for every drive. Reliable, innovative, and always ready to roll. Nissan, innovation that excites.
We were very fortunate to get Sister Lynn and Cameron in our Learner and Row studio this week. Their days are fully booked, so we are thankful for their time and contributions to their schools and the Arizona high school sports community. Don't miss the chance to see them do what they do best before we wish them the very best in their next endeavors. There's still more to get to on the Arizona high school sports front. We've got some big matchups coming up on Friday before we begin to focus on the winter playoffs next week. We'll have a brief preview after this timeout.
This segment is presented by the Fiesta Bowl, celebrating excellence on and off the field while creating unforgettable moments for athletes and fans across Arizona.
Welcome back for our final segment. The A's February Frenzy begins next week, but tomorrow we might just find out who will earn the number 1 state playoff seeds in the 1A basketball conferences. That's because the highly ranked basketball programs of Joseph City and Fort Thomas will meet. The Joseph City-Fort Thomas girls battle is a rematch of last year's 1A title game won by Joseph City. On the boys' side, Fort Thomas, which has won the most small school titles in our state, will host 20-game winner Joseph City. Will both matchups be state title game previews? We will find out. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to our director, Kevin Connors. He tells me our podcast is now on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. That's great exposure for our Arizona high school athletes. That is it for us from our Learner and Row studio. Until next week.